Welcome back to the Taproom Exclusive. I'm Dean Zarbaugh. I'm here with Jim Waltz and Jay Demagal of Forest City Brewery. We are on to Daisy Cutter now. Tell people a little bit about this beer.
So Daisy Cutter is a session IPA. Session just meaning it's a lower gravity IPA. So ours is just a tick over 5%. Made to just really be a drinker style beer. Some of those IPAs, generally 6, 7, 8%. Mm-hmm. Some of the double IPAs, you're getting bigger on. We were just kind of looking for a different style IPA. We got a lot of good feedback when we brought it out. This is another one that it was just kind of a recipe idea of kind of trying to find something that just for our beer garden outside, just something you could just sit back on a nice day and drink, have a good flavorful IPA without sloshing to the getting up and walking around after too many. So it's made to be very light, very drinkable. It's probably more of a West Coast style IPA. We use the Centennial hops, mainly like Cascade hops, which is just a very light, fresh. Cascade it's probably the oldest hop used in craft brewing. Everybody knows. So it was one of those when everyone's kind of running to all these new styles and hops from all over the world. We were like, let's just do a cool hop with some Centennial. It's got Amarillo and Cascade in it.
Nice.
Just to be a nice little flavorful IPA.
How many IBUs is this?
36. As you kind of get up there into I think like our opening days like 70, and our double IPAs like 88. This one's meant to just bring flavor. Without a lot of. It's got the little bit of bitterness for an IPA, but not meant to. Again, it's kind of just like going back to the balance thing. Is just with a lower ABV of an alcohol. Kind of 36 isn't low, but it's not. Right. But it's not in IPA world. You're right. It's not crazy. It's not crazy either.
We're getting into baseball season now. Finally. My favorite sport. And this is a nice one you can knock back a few while you're enjoying a game. Yeah. Sitting in your guys' garden. It's a really cool garden that you guys, have here, and it's nice to feature it and, have something easy and drinkable out there, and go a little bit into that beer garden. We touched on it a little bit in the past episodes, but
yeah, thanks for asking, Dean. The property was built on a beer garden that was here in 1865. So what's left of our beer garden out back is that 1865 beer garden with original trees.
Wow. And
we're doing a little bit of a renovation this year on it. We tore down the old house. The city asked us to do it politely with a letter and a notice.
They do that sometimes.
Yeah, so we tore it down, and we're going to be just doing some basic improvements to it in the summertime. It's just a very chill place to relax. The canopy that the trees give keep you really cool in the summertime, and it's beers like Daisy Cutter and our opening day, our St. Wendolin Wheat. You just sit back and have a beer with your buddies out in the beer garden, and chill out. So we're really honored to be able to have saved it.
Yeah, no, it's great to preserve history. I'm a huge history buff, and any chance you can get to keep it, and be able to showcase to people what it, this place has been around since
the Civil War.
Yeah, it's insane that something that has lasted that long, and kudos to you guys for keeping it up. And it's this neighborhood's gone through a few different transitions and everything throughout the years, and it's nice to see everything kind of coming back with you guys and all the other businesses that are flocking to this area. And even, a lot of people are building homes and stuff up here now. It's really cool to see the influx of areas like this that are on the rebound.
Yeah, and Duck Island is definitely, going through some good changes right now. But it's interesting because I was talking to Leslie McCafferty, who's the owner of the Brew Bus.
Yeah, I've had her on the show. She's really nice.
She's the
super
greatest.
Knowledgeable.
And we were talking about beer gardens, and the beer gardens that were in Cleveland and major cities back in the day those are big pieces of land that as cities grew, that was easy to buy and easy to build on. So the fact that this is still around is kind of a small miracle in some ways. So
absolutely. Yeah, Leslie was who put me onto you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Leslie.
A long time back when I had them on, we met over at working class and had a chat, and during our conversation, the Forest City Brewery and the name came up throughout, because the name has a history to this place too. So really, really cool. And we were talking past episodes about IPAs. You and I, we were talking about how we like them every once in a while. It's I like them a lot, but I like to try to expand things with my palate. But with this recipe, you were talking you just wanted a clean, easy drinker, something you guys can just have that to balance off the doubles and some of these higher.
Yeah, like some of the styles, like our opening days, like our probably most popular beer, and of course it's an IPA. It's an IPA, so but like that style of IPA is it uses Citra Mosaic. Citra, obviously big citrus flavor, so you get those IPAs and you taste the grapefruit and the citrus, and all those things that go into it. And so they make good beers, but there's so many different styles of hops out there. Like before, I remember drinking craft beer and it was like a pine tree. Yeah, everything was like Simcoe and all these, like, it was a pine. It was just like a pine bomb. You know what I mean?
He loves that stuff.
Yeah, so like getting those style of beers and then all of a sudden, as hops change and different strands are developed, and then you can kind of change the profiles with it too. So when we were kind of kicking the tires on doing some type of session, it was like, well, we kind of have this already in this style of beer using these hops, so let's try to go to something else that just is a little bit different on the profile, just to kind of make it more of just a clean. Sometimes just doing simple stuff works real well on a sometimes you got the creative juices and you're like, oh, we could go crazy and do this. And sometimes like, we could just do this and make a good clean beer.
I can see through the IPA.
Yeah, exactly. You get the nice little balance and clarity, and we don't have to do big malt profiles or anything. Just kind of, again, sometimes IPAs are just the easy ones to do, just simple, and kind of let the hops show through.
And sometimes with sessions, there's not a ton of complexity in them. There's so much going on in your guys' right now that
we kind of do some different styles of brewing. Where we'll kind of do like some first wort hopping, where we kind of put hops in early to kind of take away the bitterness but get flavor. And just try to do some different styles to kind of mix it up. Just it doesn't always have to be like a programmed IPA where you put a bittering, you put a flavor, you can kind of have fun with them too, and just kind of throw some stuff, put them in different, try to create a little bit of different character to them.
Yeah. If you had to pick kind of some of your favorite hops to play with in an IPA, what would your go-tos be?
We kind of always seem to use a lot of the classics and things, like, so we'll kind of, we'll go to like the Columbus, the Centennials, the Cascades, and things like that. Amarillo is a hop that we like. It's a lot of people who just smell hops think they do all smell the same, but they kind of do, but they don't.
There's
subtle
what I mean? Differences.
There's differences,
I can't pick up on
right?
them,
there's differences to it. The Mosaic and the Citra are ones that we use, but then those are kind of your classic American. But then since we do all the German style beers and we do some of the Belgian style beers, that's when you can kind of get into just some of the different hop profiles that, it's like, who would have thought that there's like a hops with like a 2 alpha rating anymore, because everything's usually trying to get bigger, and so it just depending on the style that we do, but there's always a rep coming through with 15 new different styles of hops you can get and hops you can try. So every once in a while we'll try to bring in and do some different feature of hops. One of the things I've been trying to plan on doing one time is just getting back into like doing like smash style beers, just so people can really see what hops taste like in a beer, like just to dedicate a tap handle and just focus on different hops. Cause I think when people come in, they're looking for something different. I mean, like, I don't know, part of the fun of beer drinking is like a little bit of education too into what you're drinking.
That's what made me fall down this hole.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The more you know, the less you know, right? So it's just kind of how it goes. So, kind of doing some different styles where, well, what the heck is a New Zealand hop taste like?
Right.
So it's kind of hard to just showcase it in some, beer style. So, doing some smash style beers at one, that's kind of always been on my radar, something fun to do, just to kind of really show people what hops.
You find where
really
your palate
do to
lies
it.
in
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
You can say, okay, Cascade, maybe not a big fan of the profile on that, but you can kind of filter out.
Right.
And then if if you see something on a recipe, like, okay, maybe I won't like this, but I'll still maybe give it a try.
I know people who swear off Simcoe.
Oh, yeah.
It cracks me up. They read a menu and they see Simcoe and they want to try it. I was like, man, you're out of your mind. Oh, I can taste it. I was like, you can't. Oh, it's garlic. And I'm like,
I've never heard that one. I've not heard garlic before.
Yeah, I don't get it. Get it.
Yeah.
But
it was funny.
I have
we were
friends that say they do.
Talking about wine and everything. Every once in a while, I hear someone came in and told me that they didn't want to try this wine because of the description on it, and the descriptor was notes of pencil shavings. Like what? Like it doesn't make me want to drink a wine.
Right.
But why would I try that if it says that?
Yeah, no, that's not a good descriptor, especially in wine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of other woody characters you can come up with besides
like a tobacco, like a cigar box.
Now smells are different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smells are different. There's a lot of things that people can relate to that from a smell wise, but taste wise, yeah. I mean, even in wine when you kind of get Tabasco or tobacco-y, those aren't things that kind of turn you off, but you get into some of those descriptors and things, you're like, I wouldn't go with that.
Yeah, just the two differences.
But I think it's just kind of funny though, because it just kind of shows what people will try to do to stand out.
Oh yeah,
because
they're like, all right,
oh,
maybe
I gotta try this, right? So maybe get the one person of like, what do pencil shavings taste like? Let me try it on this, but but really it is. I mean, it's anything in the fermentation or food or anything. I mean, it's all about finding flavors, where you can drive flavors from. And, it's the same thing with food and everything else. It's just really finding that balance. Things that work together. I mean, it's always trial and error on a lot of stuff. I mean, I think we've hit more on like the first beer makes than we've missed on, but that's kind of the fun learning curve. Sometimes it might take us 3 brews to really get something dialed in. Sometimes we get it right the first time, but sometimes there's some beers I've brewed every style. I've brewed it different. I've just never been. It's like this ongoing thing, and then when I think you're happy with it, I'm going to tweak this. I'm going to change this, and then other stuff we're just like, no, that's it.
Yeah,
we got it. We're happy with it. But that's kind of the fun adventure, and honestly, that's what IPAs are. Kind of what IPAs are for is just when you think you've kind of had enough, and here comes a new style, or here comes a new hop that kind of changes it. And
experimental.
Yeah, I mean, we do a black IPA, our Black Betsy, which is named after Shoeless Joe Jackson's baseball bat. It's one of our baseball lines of beers and stuff that we have. But we do a black IPA, and we drink it. We keep it on year round. I mean, it's nice, but it's just different profile, different flavors where you kind of have the your darker malts and different things like that, but you still get the hops come through on it. So it's funny because there's a lot of people that hadn't had a black IPA, but that's kind of the fun about going to different places and trying different things is just trying it and seeing what you think of it.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw it on a menu, I was like, what's that? I want to try that.
Yeah.
Do something different. Let me see it. And I like malt, so I was like, all right, I'm not going to be opposed to this.
Right.
Some people don't like malt. I get it, but especially in an IPA, whatever. But there's different styles for different people.
Oh, so, yeah. And you can kind of, that's again, that's kind of the fun part when you're doing recipe development. It's not necessarily having to go out to left field for ideas. Just kind of like a simple tweaks here and there.
They're classics for a reason.
Yeah, just to kind of go through and give a different style. So, I mean, there's definitely, we'll be always kind of playing and evolving with our IPAs. But, like I said, right now we have our Gray Eagles, our double IPA. We have the Daisy Cutter, the opening day, and the Black Betsy, our black IPA. All on tap right now, getting ready for spring, and definitely feels like it's coming. We're kind
we're
of getting ready. We're
trying,
trying. We're willing it to come to kind of have all this
Absolutely.
stuff around.
Anything else about the Daisy Cutter you wanted to get out before we head out to the finale?
No, I mean it's just again. I think if you're just looking for a good drinkable beer flavor without kind of, some people are kind of always ask, I want something, but I don't want something real hoppy of an IPA. So again, I think it just kind of fills another bucket of the profile of IPAs that we've been real happy with. We had a lot of good response of people just like coming after work, wanting a beer.
Yeah.
But when to get in and go, and then keep going without I need a water and like 5 pretzels because I got to go home after drinking one beer.
Yeah.
So that was really kind of good for us that people were just kind of, seeming to be looking for a style of beer, just like a good flavorful IPA that had everything they wanted, but they were able to get up and go afterwards they were done. So we're happy. We're happy with it.
Absolutely. Jim, Jay, thank you so much for your time, and tune in next week for the Forest City finale.